After Battlefield Snore, not to mention BANALFIELD biting the big one, it was abundantly clear the once mighty Battlefield brand was banished from Bonerville and arcing eternally assward. And just then, when it seemed all momentum had been expunged from the fucking franchise, as we bit the pillow, puckered our dumpers, and prepared for a pooper poundin', Battlefield 1 happened. Look, you can say what you want, and certainly a game set in World War I, where every second soldier inexplicably looks like DMX is dog shit, but the game was fun, and is one of the miserably few military shooters I've unironically recommended as a result. But the aforementioned representational retardation was just the tip of the shiceberg. Fuck, play the introductory sequence where American soldiers are getting shredded to shit in a bombed-out bullshit factory, yet there's nary a white face in the fucking bunch. Look, no one's arguing there were no black people in World War I, but look, I checked every resource on the interwebs, and the total number of black conscripts in a conflict with casualties in excess of 37 million was less than 370,000, with just 14K on the German side. An important chapter in the fight for civil rights? Absolutely. But considering the US had nearly that many casualties over the course of the entire fucking war, I'm thinking it's more than slightly goddamn ridiculous that cycling through my players looks like a Popeyes commercial. Precisely how many African Americans do you believe died in this conflict, DICE Studios? No wonder they don't celebrate Father's Day in Harlem, which is unctuous in the extreme because, folks, there were actually brown people by the boatload in the actual fucking war. Ottoman Empire, anyone? Indian conscripts in goddamn Gallipoli? Look, by fashioning a fucking fairy tale where you storm the trenches of the Argonne with a cast of good times, you've cheapened the legitimate sacrifices of the actual brown people who gave their lives so future generations of Swedish soy boys could stew in their own fucking farts long enough to think this would constitute legitimate social progress. But if Battlefield 1 was just the tip, EA are up to their elbows for Battlefield fucking 5.
Hello, old friend.
What?
Not just female soldiers, disabled female soldiers that look like they picked up that pea coat at a Portland fucking flea market on their way to while away the evening drinking in the sapphic splendor of a Katie Lang concert. Look, did handicapped people participate in the Second World War? Sure they did. I mean, for one fucking thing, FDR fits the description. Not that we should hold that against the handicapped, but the idea that Zach Gowen was somehow John Rambo in his way across the fucking Rhineland is a laugh and a fucking half, my friends. And as with the aforementioned African Americans in World War I, cheapens the sacrifices of the sincerely disabled that actually did participate in World War II. Armchair slacktivism simply doesn't fucking work, folks. It's like commemorating civil rights by buying Stevie Wonder tickets to a slavery-themed silent movie. Do I believe it's the primary reason Battlefield 5 is fucking failing? No! But if you're denying this tone-deaf bullshit isn't turning record numbers of people off of what is ostensibly escapist entertainment, how does the scent of your own brand smell, bitch? Much less when the studio in question responds to the mere mention that there were no one-armed steampunk snatch snipers in WW2 with the allegation that we merely are, quote, uneducated. Yeah, Archimedes, I must have missed that chapter in history class. What was that, sometime between the man-spreading of the Bastille and the Boston LGBT party? I mean, why stop at the merely handicapped? Make us play a protagonist who's half Axis, half ally, maybe an Italian-Polish guy. He can make himself an offer he can't understand. Look, do I believe Battlefield 5 is gonna bomb? All signs point to probably. Pre-sales are weaker than Angry Joe's chin. It's up against Forza, Assassin's Creed Waifu Simulator, Soul Calibur 6, and a little thing called Red Dead. But when I've seen certain others online suggest pre-sales would be affected by a crowded launch window, I begin to question the very concept of corporeal time.
They are celebrating the destruction and the lower sales of the Battlefield 5 franchise due to those goddamn liberals and those social warriors putting women in Battlefield. The reason why, to them, that Battlefield 5 is having lower pre-orders is because there are women on the box, there are women featured prominently in the trailers, and there are women in multiplayer. Not my Battlefield, hashtag MAGA, red hats, victory against social justice warriors. But is that the real reason? I mean, objectively, or is it closer to this? You're putting Battlefield 5 in between one of the biggest Call of Duties and the biggest video game release this year. A little known game, from a small indie publisher called, Rockstar.
Perturbed Pedro, my friend, you are aware that pre-sales are money you tender well in advance of the fucking launch window, correct? Meaning if the market is crowded in the fall, it shouldn't matter for shit because while you may have to make hard King Solomon slicing a kid in twain life and death decisions come October, it won't matter for a motherfuck back in March when pre-sales are initially opened. You are effectively arguing that nary a man, woman, or child on this planet scores enough payola to purchase more than one motherfucking game in an entire year. Can't have more than two in a titty fucking year, Joe! It's a video game, not one of your reviews. DICE, you engendered impossible amounts of goodwill for an actively ailing Battlefield franchise in the 2 years since Battlefield 1 went live, which is why it's almost impressive that you managed to squander it in half that time. Look, it's probably too late to steer the Lusitania away from the submarine when it's already this far down the English Channel. All I ask is that you stop spinning that tired-ass us versus them record. Stop lashing out at your fans, the fucking both of yous. And for once in your life, actually learn your lesson. Look, we get it. You're still pissed your princess lost the election, but let's be real here. There was never any chance a woman was gonna be president. We'd be far too afraid she'd crash the economy into the rear end of another economy. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.